Hi guys, welcome to Keeping It Simple Crafts. I hope everyone is doing good. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you as a subscriber. It does not cost anything to subscribe. Just click the subscribe button below the video on the right. And if you want notifications for when I upload a tutorial, just click the bell and YouTube will notify you. Remember, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share. For this wreath, you're going to need one pumpkin metal wreath forms from Dollar Tree. You're going to need some fall floral picks from Dollar Tree. You will need some ribbon with wire, and Dollar Tree also has this buffalo plaid check ribbon this fall. You will need some nautical rope or twine. You will need a metal word, your hot glue gun and glue sticks, wire cutters, your scissors, and some floral stem wire. For this wreath, you might want to put on your hot glue finger guards. I just took my ribbon and I just moved over to like the second and third wire, and I just hot glued my ribbon onto the wreath form. Be very careful when you hot glue your ribbon on. Let the hot glue dry for just a little bit, and then you are ready to wrap the two wires, the second and third wire. Just wrap all the way down to the end, overlapping just a little bit, and try to get it nice and smooth. So after you have that row done, scoot over and do the next two wires, and then the last two. I did the ribbon first, but you could do the twine or nautical rope first, and I would recommend for the nautical rope wrapping the wreath form instead of hot gluing the rope on. There are lots of great tutorials using these pumpkin wreath forms from Dollar Tree. I wasn't able to find any last year, and so this year I just ordered mine online. And I have lots of ideas, but you know, not everything works out just the way you have it planned in your head. On this one, if I decide to do it again, which I probably will do something similar, I'm going to wrap the twine or nautical rope around the outer outline of the pumpkin instead of gluing it on, because even though I used Gorilla Glue, hot glue, it just did not bond to the frame, and I had to go back with some floral stem wire so that I could keep my nautical rope on the frame. Try to be as neat as possible when you get to the end, but the top and the bottom will be covered with some floral picks, so it does not have to be perfect. So this is the way it looks with the ribbon around the first two wires, and so this is how it looks with all three wrapped. Next, I'm taking the nautical rope from Dollar Tree, and I'm starting at the stem, and I'm just hot gluing it on, so just be very careful when you're using your hot glue. And then I'm just going to take the nautical rope and just wrap the little stem. And you'll want to add just a little bit of hot glue as you go. And then I would recommend, instead of hot gluing the rope on like I did here, I would recommend wrapping the frame. The outline of the pumpkin, I would wrap it with twine or nautical rope. If you were lucky enough last year to find one of these Dollar Tree pumpkin frames, I would love to know how you decorated yours. I have lots of fall and Halloween DIYs planned. It seems like every time I go to Dollar Tree, I find more cute stuff to buy. Here I'm just hot gluing the nautical rope all the way around the outline of the pumpkin frame, and it looks good right here, but after I let it hang on my wall for a few hours, I noticed that some of the twine was pulling off, and that's when I decided to add the floral stem wire to keep it in place. Next, I decided to tie a big bow because you all know I love big bows on my wreaths. So I just let out a tail, made a loop, kept it pinched tightly in my left hand, went to the other side, made another loop. I tried to make it about the same size as my first loop, and then I just went back and forth trying to make the loops the same size on each side until I got the bow the size I wanted, and then let out a tail. Now you will want to have a pipe cleaner or some floral stem wire close by to wrap tightly around the center of your bow. Make sure you get that wire nice and tight around the center of your bow, and then you're ready to fluff the loops of your bow. Now I just took the wire that's on the bow and I just threaded it through the top of the pumpkin frame, and then I went to the back and gave the wires a few twists and folded them down and cut off the extra part. You will also need a package of the Dollar Tree maple leaves, and I just took some of the leaves and I just carefully hot glued them on. I kind of tucked them underneath the loops of the bow. I did add some flowers to the top of my pumpkin and the bottom of my pumpkin. For the bottom part of the pumpkin, I did make a little swag. So you'll just want to take your Dollar Tree floral picks and cut them into shorter pieces, and you'll need a couple zip ties to make your swag. So you just take one pick and put it on the left side, take another one, put it on the right side, and overlap the stems, and just continue adding one to the left, then one to the right, until you get the swag the size you want. And then you're going to want to have a zip tie close by so that you can secure it tightly around the center of your little swag. I did add 2 more floral picks because I just did not think I had quite enough, so I added another purple floral pick and I think one more of the yellow also. And after you have your flowers zip tied together, you can kind of shape and play with your swag. Swags are really easy to make, so if you have a zip tie, it's so quick to just pull them together so quickly. And then I just took another zip tie and just threaded it through the pumpkin frame and just made the zip tie nice and tight, and my little swag's attached. I normally add a bow to the center of my swag, but this time I added one of the large sunflower clips to the center. I just clipped off the clip, added a bunch of hot glue to the back of the sunflower, and then placed it in the center of the little swag and just hold it for a little while until the glue dries. I also hot glued a few flowers to the top, and then I hot glued the word welcome onto the pumpkin wreath. This wreath did not turn out quite as well as I was hoping for, but that's okay. I had a lot of fun making it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it inspired you and gave you some ideas. And let me know if you have found these pumpkin wreath forms at your Dollar Tree.